Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Top Marketer. Today, we have Jimmy Newson from Jimmy Newson Consulting. Jimmy is a marketing director of the New York Marketing Association. He's also a multi-certified inbound marketing and sales consultant, as well as an author of several eBooks, including The Real Importance of Inbound Marketing and Your Customer Buyer's Journey. Jimmy Newson is responsible for helping his customers generate high-quality leads and increase their bottom line. Through his coaching and consulting, he effectively teaches businesses how to initiate effective online marketing strategies. Jimmy, welcome to the show.
Thank you, and thank you for having me here.
Pleasure. So as you guys noticed, Jimmy is using his own personal brand as the agency name as well. So tell us a little bit about what you do, Jimmy.
Yeah, well, I am an inbound marketing and inbound sales consultant. I used to work with an agency that handled about 400 clients across multiple verticals. And so I decided to go back out. Consulting is really where I think I find the best value or the value I can deliver to my clients. So I will eventually go form an actual agency, but as of right now, I deal with my clients both as a consultant and as a deliverer of services.
Okay. And how many clients you manage on average?
Now I currently manage about 20 clients. A lot of them are either on retainer or I do a lot of repeat business with them for one-off projects. But like I said before, with the agency we were with, I was in charge of about 400 clients.
Now let's focus a bit in the next few questions on your video marketing strategy. I know video is probably a headline for every company. They want to do video marketing. They don't know how to start. They don't know what to do. So when you say video marketing, tell us exactly what that means.
Well, video marketing is basically just like any other marketing. You're just using video as the medium, as the source to get your information out there. So you're still talking to a persona. You're still trying to figure out what the message should be. There's a lot of things we'll talk about in regards to what I see people not getting correct. But video marketing is really about leveraging marketing using video as the platform.
It's not just a one-time video that's going to be sitting on the side and the front and then that's it, right? Would you say it's more like continuously having strategy to create videos, push video through your network?
Oh yeah, and yeah, exactly. So I'll see people produce a video and use that as the entire strategy, and we're like, no, would you produce one blog post and use that as your entire video? Would you create one landing page or even one content page on your website? I go, no. I go, the video comes in many shapes and sizes, just like everything else you do. You just have to determine what's the goal, who am I trying to reach, and then what's the best way of making that happen. So video is definitely not a one-time thing.
Perfect. Now let's talk a little bit about approaching this as a lead generation process, not just looking pretty on the screen, right? Because it's a different mentality when someone just want to produce a lavish video that presents the brand. But then when you want to do it as a lead gen, you have to have a certain science for it where, depending, of course, what you're doing, like in a podcast perspective, you're providing value. But if you're telling a story or a blog, you have to have some sort of an introduction, like the meat of the copy or the content, and then the hook at the end. So you want to tell us a little bit about that as far as approaching a video as a lead gen channel?
Sure. Yeah. Like I said, there are many types of videos that you would need to implement in your overall video marketing strategy. But for a lead gen aspect, it's really about qualifying the person. So it's almost like a landing page, but in a video format where you're initially addressing the issue that they're there for, confirming that they are in the right place. And now the next step is we have the possible solution for you. Because you got that 4 to 7 seconds to keep to get them to continue watching. If not, they feel they're in the wrong place, they're out. So the key is
in the beginning of the video, you mean?
Yeah. So I always start videos that are lead gen. And like I said, I'm being very specific to say lead gen, not something else, with a question. And the question is, are you having? Do you have? Is this, immediately I want to get one of two answers, yes or no. And people are afraid. Well, what about the people that say no? I go, then they're not the people that you're looking for. Why do you want to push a boulder up the hill? Anybody that says yes, you've got them, you hooked them. Now your next job is to continue to feed them and give them the information they need. And then hopefully they get through most of the video or all the video to the point where now they're ready to take that next step. And one thing I do see people fall short on is that call to action. Be very specific about what you want them to do next, because that is your lead generation opportunity right there. If you don't give them, or you give them all this information and go, okay, thanks for watching my video. Well, you just educated them and gave the lead to someone else, because now you told them what they need to do. Now they're going to go back to the internet and go, all right, now they know what to do. How do I find the right person to help me do it? Right. Give them the opportunity for you.
That's amazing. I totally agree with you. It just because there's so many videos out there, right? And I think just focusing or honing in on, especially if you're doing a video ad on Facebook, and if you're starting by saying, hi, my name is Rich from VBOUT, and we do multi-channel marketing automation, everybody's going to drop off, right?
Yep.
But if you say something like, are you having problems with your disconnected or fragmented marketing tools? The next minute is for you. Then I know those who are interested in having that problem, they're going to continue investing the next minute in watching the video. And towards the end, I mean, some companies do it differently. They probably have either, all right, so watch this additional 10-minute video, which is a little bit longer investment.
Yep.
And to see if we're the right fit in that case, or they could take them to like a scheduling consultation tool. So do you have a recommendation as far as what the next step would be after they invest, let's say, this initial interest?
Well, that's where now, if you've done a proper assessment of the content, and then you marry it with the buyer persona, which should have a buyer's journey to it, that first video that we're describing is an awareness-based video. So you mentioned two things. You mentioned going to a 10-minute video that dives deeper, and you also mentioned the consultation, clicking to do a consultation. Well, the 10-minute video is your consideration stage, and the consultation is your decision stage. So you're giving them those two options. So some people will continue to go through the journey. Some people may be convinced enough to just go bypass the consideration and go straight for the consultation. Now it's your job to close them. So you have to test. Everything is about A/B testing. So you need to, it's not, most people think, oh, I'm going to set it up, I'm good, I'm going on to the next thing. It's not a set it and forget it. It's a set it, and now let's see how we can improve it. Because you can't come into this thinking, okay, I know exactly how it should go, because you don't. What we think may work well for selling our product is not the reason why the person who bought our product thought about in the first place. If you're not communicating with them and asking them, why did you choose me? What was it when people ask me about testimonials? I just did this recently. I go, I want to know two things. What problem were you having, and how did I help you? Because that becomes my marketing lingo. And that also tells me what type of content to produce, because now I want to talk to more people like that person. I want to produce more content, more videos. So it's really a testing thing. You just got to kind of start somewhere. If you understand your market, you understand your personas, try different things, give them different options, push them to a next video, which is further down the line, a little bit more in depth. And also at the same time, if you can, try to get them on the phone or get them to take that next step to contact you.
Okay, that's great. And this is where you guys will help, is that you kind of project that buyer persona based on the business. So some business are, in the early stage of interest, consideration, decision. So if you feel like your funnel is just taking people one step at a time, then maybe you can just create that flow. At the end of the first video, have a call to action to the second step.
Yep.
And at the end of the second video, have a call to action to a consultation page with like a calendar invite or some calendar that you can book directly a consultation. Or you can do like a bi-directional funnel, where at the end of the first video, if you feel like someone is ready to just get the consultation, you can say book consultation or see if this is the right fit. Would you say that's also a potential approach to test and measure?
Oh yeah, because like I said, you never know. People fall into the journey, the buyer's journey at different stages. So I mean, there's situations where I know for myself personally, I'll watch an initial video or something because I'm looking for something, and I'm so intrigued about it, or I'm so convinced that I don't need to watch anything else. I know enough about the situation where I'm just going, all right, I just want to get on the call now, because I just want to know, can it do what I need to do? If you don't give me that chance, well, now I still have to go somewhere else to figure out how to do that. So you definitely want to give them the opportunity to understand and go more, which is why you're pre-qualifying them. but at the same time, you never want to not give them the opportunity to immediately reach out to you. And so you can do that with your A/B testing. If you're using a landing page with the video on it, the video can still drive them to the next step, but there can be a button to immediately go for a consultation so they can bypass that, and just, if that is an option. So not everybody's going to do it. It's going to be a very low rate, but at the end of the day, if a client's worth $5,000 for you and one client clicks through there, you just pay for your whole campaign. You don't shoot yourself in the foot.
Right. So it's smart to kind of keep looking at some KPIs. And what kind of KPIs you recommend measuring when implementing a video strategy?
KPIs for video, or of course, how many people watch the video, play rate, how long they watch the video, engagement, what they, where they're engaging in the video, and it all depends on what platform you're on. I use Wistia a lot because I think that was that's a platform that allows me to do a lot more than just YouTube alone, and I do use YouTube and Vimeo and all these other guys. So it really depending on your platform, and you have to determine what is it that you want to be able to do with video. Some video platforms integrate with CRMs, which allow you to score these guys. If you have a bigger team and you're passing your qualified leads from your marketing department to your sales department, so the three main ones for me are the playing of the video, the play rate, how much of the video they watched, and the third being the play rate and the engagement. So those are my three main ones.
That's great. Now, as far as the channels, because Wistia is a tool, it's not necessarily a social channel that allows you to spread the word and get found, right? Now, when somebody produces content, you recommend them pushing that video to Facebook, videos, YouTube, Vimeo, and is sharing the same exact video a good thing or bad thing for SEO?
Cool. That's a great question. And I actually had to look that up a few times. And video is not treated like typical content. So, you can't take the same blog post and post it on multiple websites. It's duplicate content. Video, on the other hand, you can actually do that. So you're able to post a video on Facebook and Wistia and embed it somewhere, and YouTube as well, because they don't necessarily look at it as duplicate content for some reason. And until that changes, that's a great thing for us. But it's also a bad thing, because now you got to put it up on YouTube. Now you got to put it up on Facebook. Now you got to put it up on these channels. So there's a lot of upkeep in regards to doing that. And so you're optimizing the video. I guess we'll talk about that in a little bit later. But the key is yes. The answer is yes. You can definitely put it on multiple platforms because these platforms serve different purposes.
Exactly. And that helps you get found. And then having call to action at the end of the video might work in some of these channels versus others. You might have to configure them differently, I guess. But using the caption on the bottom of a description of the video, not caption, you can actually have links to your next step, whether it's the next video. I think YouTube allows you to do that. I'm not sure if Facebook does. But you can have in the description a link to watch the second segment if you're creating that funnel, right?
Yeah, definitely. And for YouTube, I think it's more like the annotations, things like that. And Wistia as well. But yeah, Facebook, I leverage the platforms differently. So for Facebook, I may try to get the link into the description other than the text. But the closed caption is definitely important for a lot of reasons. One, for SEO value, because YouTube can't determine what the video is, and the captions help that. Help understand that. And also a lot of people play videos with the sound off at the beginning.
Yeah, so I definitely recommend caption and transcription to put in the description as a way to leverage searchability from video and also from the content itself.
Yep. And just a final note on that is usually when I do that, I'll use the entire transcription. Say, for instance, I'll put it on the blog post. I'll use the transcription of the video on the blog post, but I'll do my descriptions on the platforms like YouTube and whatnot will just be kind of very boilerplate, broken down versions of it. So that's not duplicate content.
Got it. Okay. Interesting. Now, as far as the duration goes, and I know we spoke about this a bit, what would you recommend as far as the duration of a video to kind of start pumping content? Because a lot of people will overthink this, right? That we have produced 1-minute video, a 5-minute, 10-minute. What's your recommendation as a starting point?
Well, I actually talk a lot about that. This specific thing. I say there are 6 type of videos that I do on average. One is your about/welcome video. The next one is your traffic generating video, the one you'll do the most.
Sorry to interject here. The first one, what would you recommend that be?
So the about video is usually anywhere between 2 to 5 minutes. Okay. And so the reason, and I can go back and tell you why later. The second one is your traffic generating video, and that's usually 1 to 2 minutes. Then the third video is your opt-in video. So if you're using landing pages, you should be using a video. You definitely can use a video in there to help conversion rates, and that video could be on average about a minute. Then I do thank you videos. Thank you videos are usually about 30 seconds to 45 seconds. And then the final video is your sales video. I have a sales video that's 20 minutes long. Okay. And these serve somewhere in line of your buyer's journey, and they go in different places. And they're those lengths. The longer videos are meant because people watch the shorter videos first and ended up on the longer videos. So, and I've sold a $1,000 package on my about video, just because I didn't talk about the product itself. I just talked about my mission, my purpose, who I am, and who I help. So sometimes it's not necessarily about the product. It's about who you are as a person. People buy from people they like, which is what video allows you to do, is get out there and be seen and be likable, be a face in the corporate world.
Okay, very interesting. So you're aligning all the videos you're going to produce with the buyer journey, and each one should probably reflect. The deeper they are in the funnel, the longer you can have your videos be.
Yes, yes.
And that definitely is a good analogy to starting your strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, have you seen mistakes being done by your clients prior coming to you, or even you in the past while, augmenting this channel from your side? Have you made any mistakes, or, you should advise people to avoid?
Sure. Yeah, I think the biggest mistake people make is thinking that the video is going to do all the work. And I actually use a great analogy where I go, I'll sell a video to someone, we'll do the video, I'll come back 6 months to see if we can do another video for them. And they go, oh, the video didn't work. I go, what happened? They go, oh, we put it on YouTube and it got like 3 views, what's up with that? And I'll be like, okay, let me ask you a question. I go, here's a stack of really nice, beautiful business cards. Here you go. I go, are you going to go sit them at the edge of your desk? He goes, why would I do that? I go, that's what you did with the video. I go, it's still only a tool. You have to take that tool and you have to put it places, give it to partners, run an ad against it, put it on a page that has a lot of traffic. People have to see the video for the video to catch fire. So I think that's one of the first things I see as a mistake, where they just don't understand how to leverage the video. Second thing is the paralysis sets in. They think they need a big setup. They need all these lights and cameras and these and that, and the thing is, this is my camera. This is my production studio when I'm out in the field. Technology has caught up.
It's just my native screen. I have, another audio here with my phone. That's it, right? Probably the entire setup here cost me about $50.
Yeah. So the key is not about, people will sit through bad video. They won't sit through bad audio. So the audio has to be top notch and clean. But at the end of the day, the most important thing in any type of video is the message, is the purpose. If you're not on point with the purpose and the message and the content's not top notch, then they don't care. Then you're missing the mark. They're gone before they even get past 5 seconds anyway.
That's great. So I wanted to ask you to to kind of wrap up, is any final tips or advice someone starting out a video strategy? I know you just shared a couple. Any other advice you'd like to share with them?
Yeah. Like I said, just start. Think about content. So people usually struggle with content when it comes to video. So search for sources to get great content. One is if you happen to have a successful blog or something successful that produces content, reproduce that content itself as video, because in an other medium, it'll also work very well in video. 2, if you have customers and you're always interacting with customers, look through your emails and see what questions they've asked, and then turn that into content. If you have a sales team, talk to your sales team and ask them, what questions do you get all the time that seem to be repetitive? That's content. So there's tons of places, of course, going on forums and things like that. There's tons of places to get content, to find content that appeals directly to your target market, and then start there and then build from there.
Imagine you're looking at your actual persona and you're sharing the right content that you would like them to share versus what you think they like to share, right? It's a completely different animal. And I've seen a lot of people do this where they aggregate all their FAQs into videos and chunk them up into smaller versions so it's not too long, or they will do the product training. Well, maybe they'll talk about something without even sharing their face. It could be like a screen share and some slides with some, interactive content in there. So there's many ways to do it. That's great advice. Jimmy, thank you so much. I will put a link to I know you have a course on video, so I'll share a link to your courses as well, so people can leverage that to learn more. And your detailed information, so if somebody is looking for an expert to help them start the video marketing strategy, they'll have a link to that somewhere in the bottom or top of the video. So Jimmy, thank you so much.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you, Rich. I appreciate it.
Thank you.